So we will start with Algebra, Unit 3, firstly with polynomials. Inside polynomials, it's algebra, it is divided into two terms. Here we start with class 9, chapter 7, Polynomials. Polynomials in one variable. It's given in the textbook. Polynomial in one variable. It deals with an expression with only a single variable. Variable kan chau kan turangaya. Example of expression kan tiang. Int one variable. Or polynomial int one variable. So example, x cubed plus 2x squared minus 5x plus 7. Here it is divided into two terms. We can take here known as variable term, and we can take this one known as constant terms. So variable term and tinas hanso variable in term khata. Inside one term there is a variable, so we call it variable term. And in a term where there is no variable and itelo chuan malin number malte ni ton taila constant term, we say it constant term in galoti in santane chuan alepega. Next, terms of polynomial intinge coefficients of polynomial intinge kan tiang tahian. Example number 1 tiang example number 2. Coefficients of x square is 2. We can circle this one and bring here. So coefficients again, coefficient of x is minus 5, negative term. There is a negative term, okay? So that is just a hint for the polynomial, some based on textbooks or not based on textbooks. According to algebra, it is known as the backbones of mathematics. And when we go with the algebra, firstly we deal with polynomials, and here are what, just to go ahead again, expressions in one variable or a polynomial in one variable. Let us take one example, x cubed plus 2x squared minus 5x plus 7. The terms, three terms where there is a variable, we mention them as a variable term, and the terms where there is no variable, okay, we mention as constant term. And when we plot out the coefficients of any term, let us example number 2, coefficient of x squared is 2. That means the multiplicable except 2 x squared before x squared, there is a multiply sign. So next, when we take with x term, the third term, that is minus 5x. The coefficients of this variable x should be minus 5. Okay. When we deal with a constant. We have the powers here when explained. Power cube, power square, power, there is no number, it is mentioned as 1 power. And when we go with the constant term, there is no power or degree when we say mentioned for the constant term. So its power is 0. So every constant term here degree is 0. Okay? And when we go with any constant term, its power is 0 or the degree is 0. Anyway, let us skip to the degree of polynomial. What is the degree of any polynomial? When I go with a polynomial deeply a bit, okay, I can make some importance. Degree of a polynomial. Get one example. 7x power 5 minus x power 4 plus 4x cube minus 8x plus 1. So the number is arranged in ascending order, or what we say, the standard form of arranging a polynomial. What is the biggest power? What is the biggest power here? What is the power here? Power is 0, 1, keep on going, 3, or what we say cube. And here we say it x to the power 4. And here 7x to the power 5. So the degree of a polynomial is, we can say here, degree of a polynomial is the highest degree in and expressions. Therefore, let us put this one. The degree is 5. That means this is the power I can circle. This is the power, so the degree is 5. Okay, when we go to the next point, that we finish about the degree of polynomials, then I will skip to another point. That is expression with one term, or a polynomial with one term is, or one degree, or we can say a polynomial of degree 1 is called a linear polynomial. Example, 4x plus, example 1, we can use example 1, 4x plus 5. Power 1, here we can set as linear. Okay? Linear polynomial in short form. Then example 2, 5x squared minus 2x minus 7. Here we can say as, this one we got a power square, is the highest power. The degree is 1, okay? And here the degree is square. So the highest power, we call it quadratic. Quadratic polynomial. Okay? Then we can take to another example 3. Okay, then x cubed minus 7x squared plus 3x minus 1. Here we call as cubic polynomial. Okay, then how we say as a linear, because the power is 1. And why we say quadratic, the power is square. And why we take as cubic polynomial, the power is cube. The highest degree of polynomial is mentioned according to the names. Write it. And then when we go with only one term, we call a monomial. When we go with two terms, we call binomial. This is another example about definitions. 1. Monomial, which means having only one term. Then number 2, binomial, which is having two terms. Then when we skip some more, we deal with trinomial. This one, an expression having three terms. So on. And when we go with an expression more than three terms, we can say it simple, a polynomial. Okay, just point out as a polynomial. And when we go about classifications in exercise 7.1, write the coefficient of x squared 7.1, question number 2. Hope you understand this. Monomial having one terms, binomial having two terms, trinomial having three terms. Okay,